Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for Boku no Hero Academia Chapter 298. Excited to see what's going to happen with this one. I have a few ideas, actually. I'm not quite sure. So, Tartarus, last chapter was like hella easy to break into. Like, to me, for it to be like your biggest maximum security place for quirk users and everything, you'd figure it would be much harder to break into the place. But all things considered, even with all the other heroes busy, it was pretty easy. Um, Now, one thing though is like if there was an inside man, like if that woman that we saw was sort of an inside man to help open things up from the inside, and maybe that's why she was shown like that, or if it's a case where I actually recently talked to East, who was East and Co. At least they used to be here on YouTube, but they mentioned that, it could be something where Shigaraki had like used his quirk to provide this momentary lapse in security, and with just a momentary lapse, without the threat of you activate your quirk, you're gonna get shot, then All for like the real All for One could use his quirk, and that pretty much seals the deal. Um, Also, the woman who I didn't know who she was last time, still no idea who. Like I said, maybe she's somebody who's been working with All for One and is an inside person. I thought that they were the one that said boss when Overhaul got released. I thought they were specifically trying to release Overhaul. And that's why I thought they had to be something to do with the Shiha Saikai. But since we never saw them during that arc, I was like, okay, is this, yeah, like, is it chronostasis or something? Did their hair grow out all weird because they've been in prison? But no, that looks nothing like chronostasis. Um, so yeah, I still have no idea unless there's somebody from Vigilantes, but I'm thinking they're a new character. It was just really weird because she was shown alongside like muscular moonfish overhaul characters that we know, and the way she was presented was like the manga almost treated her like a character we were supposed to recognize, but I was like, she's definitely new. I definitely don't recognize her. Um, but either way, let's get into actually reading. My one theory, my one thing I was thinking, I think I might know how this is going to go. Tartarus is like the prison of the dead, the realm of evil, whatever, in mythology. So I'm thinking, what if it becomes a situation where rather than just breaking out from Tartarus, now that the bridge is sealed off, it's like one of the most fortified places. What if the League of Villain remnants are just like, we're just gonna take over Tartarus? Like, what if they just decide, okay, this is now our base. We're gonna be right here in the open. You know where we are. We're in Tartarus, but there's nothing you can do about it because we've taken this super heavily fortified place and just made it our own. So that could be the deal. Like Shigaraki and All for One here could take over Tartarus. Also, there's like something I mentioned after reading last week. We don't know whether Shigaraki is going to say, nah, fuck you to All for One, and decide to be like the new evil himself, or if he's going to remain sort of under All for One, abused by All for One, never let free by All for One to the point where it could potentially lead him on some path of redemption. But either way, that's enough talking. Let's get to reading. It was our money that paid for that fish, yeah? We see Maguro, as well as your medical treatments, the video doctoring, and Toga's new coat. Number 289, Sounds of Collapse. Yeah, so what? You've got us to thank for your big boss Baldy being here in this hideout, and not zonked out in a hospital bed. While the Jakku hospital raid was happening, the president of Detnerat, that was the face I showed to the world at large. And after relinquishing command of the Metahuman Liberation Army, I took on a new leadership role on the road to the revolution. I've always worn these faces, and ever since our holy war in Deka City, there have literally been two of me. Okay, so the real Redestro wasn't off-screen, because there have literally been two of him then. Imagine my delight when you came to me with the joint development proposal. I knew you people at the Safety Commission always had your eye on us, but when at last I was led to believe that you couldn't ignore our products anymore, both my faces were overcome with joy, short-lived though it was. Alright. So I guess this must be the real him then. Oh, and he's attacked the president lady, and we see Meta there. But to come at us now with such fire and brimstone, well, isn't this the system you've built up? Your law and order? Yes, I suppose it was necessary. But we seek order without order, true freedom, through liberation. The seeds are already sown. Oh no, the real him was defeated. This was the twice copy. The seeds are already sown. Unless, okay, I'm taking him melting as this being the twice copy, but maybe it's not the twice copy. This might be All for One's teleportation. Because that looks kind of more like that color-wise, but who knows. 6 hours after the attack on Tartarus, 3:06 a.m., Xi'an prison. And we see an explosion. Nomu's there. Alright. 3:55 a.m., Boku prison. 4:30 a.m., Queen prison. Alright. Through use of emergency aircraft that require an official biometric ID to operate, the escaped prisoners from Tartarus and the near high ends proceeded to attack 7 other prisons, freeing additional convicts from 6 of them. Okay, so we definitely are going to see more of the past villains then because of that. 5:04 a.m. There, the groundwork's laid. What a thrilling day we've had. The sudden rash of violent escapees should hamper the authorities pursuing me. And now, would you good people be so kind as to stand guard while this body rests? Alright, so of course from the dialogue boxes, and they're not like all screwy and wobbly, we know that Shigaraki isn't in control. We got along, more than I thought, bonded over gaming and stuff. Who are you? You're not the guy I agreed to follow, says Spinner. Have no fear, I hold the greatest respects for Tomura's will. This body simply needs time to rest and be perfected, but once it is, our desires will come to fruition. So again, yeah, he's just keeping control over Shigaraki's body, which might lead some of them, like Spinner or Shigaraki, on a road of redemption potentially. 2 days later. And now we're finally getting back to some of our main characters. We're seeing Bakugo again. Ouch! He's awake! Shut up, where the hell am I? Alright, that's the short-fused freak we know. Don't just brush me off like that. This is Central Hospital, the best place for state-of-the-art, top-of-the-line medical care. But thank goodness, for real, we heard you took one nasty beating. I'll tell the nurse he's up. That you were, like, stabbed in the guts. What about Deku and Todoroki? I'm so glad you're alive, even if you are a punk. And Sensei? Our senpai. Endeavor. What's going on? I love you just asking about everybody. Alright, Gran Torino has made it somehow. Okay, Shimura. Both you and Gran Torino. Okay. Would have been much worse off if you'd gotten attention any later. You can thank Rocklock and the others for making your lives top priority. And we see Shigaraki now. It looks like his face is going to be okay, but yeah, of course the leg is gone. And like, this fit for Present Mike. Present Mike looks dopier. Even Kayama. Why? Enough, Yamada. I just want to know, how are the kids? And now we see Momo and Shoji with Kirishima and Mina visiting. Is this Todoroki? I didn't remember his face being that burnt up. But I guess it is. Don't let it get to you, dude. It'll be alright. We saw it, Todoroki. We know about the situation. It'll be okay. And I love how, like, we still have bags under Kirishima and Momo's eyes. Like, they're still messed up. Are you affiliated with Endeavor? What's his status? You must know, right? And is Endeavor even aware of the terrible state Japan's in right now? Everyone's dying to know about his connection with Dabi. When can we expect a press conference? We need some reassurance. We need to know. That one is the root cause. His shining light beckons the dark. It precipitates our demise. And we see him looking at Endeavor. His flames are stronger than Dad's. I couldn't win with firepower alone. So strong, those flames full of hate. Andy's been watching us all this time, all to bring down Dad, wrecking his own body along the way, and not giving a damn whose lives get ruined in the process. He's basically me. I was also burning with rage up until that day. Dad can't do it. I have to be the one to handle my brother Toya. See, this is all really interesting development. I hate when the main characters, it happened in Naruto a lot where it's like, this evil person also had a sad backstory, they're just like me. When it's like, no, they did have a sad backstory, but with it, even though you had rage, you were still trying to become a hero. Dabi literally straight up decided to go murder people, even though he had a sad backstory. So it's like there is a difference, but I like this here saying that, you know, he has to do it himself because he knows that Endeavor can't do it. And we've seen in the past how torn up Endeavor was over Toya's, like, supposed death. So it's like, we know that Endeavor wouldn't be able to bring himself to try to do anything that would actually hurt Dabi. Or at least current Endeavor. And even back then, it was like, it was almost like he wasn't, like, purposefully trying to hurt them. It's one of those weird things where he has changed, but he also did some terrible shit. But he did have reasons for doing his terrible shit, even though they weren't great reasons. It's a difficult thing to really go with. And I like that. It means there's a lot of nuance and a lot of complication. Not everything's so black and white. But now we have, I guess... Oh no. I was gonna say is that his mom, but then I noticed the hair. Shoto. And it's Fuyumi and Natsuo. Hello, you must be Todoroki's big bro and sis. His throat's all burned so he can't talk. And then he looks at him. Huh? Gah, you trying to die, man? They told you not to be up and about. Cram it, and from the strain from all that yanking's gonna kill me even harder. So you don't care then, huh? There's no stopping him. Bakugo's just running off. He's dead meat if he thinks he can die on me. Todoroki and the others are conscious at least. All of them except for Midoriya. Of course, because he's shown no sign of waking up, because he pushed himself way too hard. Thinking, oh, if I push myself, I don't care about the future, I'll just win now. Kind of the same thing that Shigaraki was doing. Alright. I hate that we're ending here, because I want to see more. This was a really good chapter. That was really good. I like that one a lot. So, it doesn't look like they're taking over Tartarus, or maybe we don't know that yet. I think that might have been the... I think it's cool, again, bringing in, like, the Safety Commission and stuff, and, like, the President Lady or whatever. It was cool to show them again. That might have been the clone version that was getting destroyed there, or that could have been All For One summoning him back. So who knows if the real one of him is captured or not. Or I guess, no, the clone would have went away when Twice died. So, either way, if the clone would have went away when Twice died, not when it took enough damage, it must not be from Twice's power, or maybe they copied Twice's power. That could also be a possibility, where they're like, his power's too valuable to get rid of, so they made a copy of it. So who knows? Yeah. I don't know. We still have mystery going on with that. Like I said, when they broke into all the other prisons, that means if Gentle was still in prison, we're probably going to see him. Basically, any of the Shiha Saikai are now on the table for potentially being able to see them in the future. Any previous villain now is going to likely have some role to play. We still haven't seen Stain, and like I said, I was expecting whenever this prison break happened, I was expecting Stain to try to stop it, because of course he doesn't like the heroes, but he definitely also does not like the villains. So it was weird that we never got to see Stain trying to stop All For One or anything, because I thought that was going to be one of the first things we saw when a prison break happened. But who knows? Who knows right now? And I guess the freaking Overhaul's probably still looking for wherever his boss is. But that's it. Gonna end the video here. And that all happened 3 days ago, so you'd figure like the heroes and stuff in the hospital would be a little bit more freaked out about that. Either way though, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, ask and I'll give you one. And if you want to help support the channel on Patreon, it's patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description. Either way, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.